Here's a quote from General Mathis, and this is from 2017, if I'm not mistaken. He said, "If you don't fund the State Department fully, then I'll need to buy more ammunition." Several other military personnel made similar statements in response to Trump's defense budget when he thought that it would have maybe been a good idea to cut funds in foreign aid in order to improve our defenses. Then I need to buy more ammunition means that because everything is so connected, cutting funds in foreign aid will start a series of wars across the globe. I bring that up to speak to this idea that Trump was going to be some savior of the free world. The patriots who think that Trump cutting this and cutting that and pulling America out of this organization and that organization was a good thing. And I gave the ammunition example against this question, do we miss Trump yet? People are saying that because it looks like we're headed into a police state here, as if Trump wasn't going to take us there too. You know, the people who are sarcastically asking, do you miss Trump yet? They're looking at a fire burning, you know, the looming police state. They're looking at a fire burning, but never mind the guy who was just standing there with lighter fluid in his hands. They're complaining about how the left is trying to give us shots. I'll call it the mark, but it's the left. Never mind the guy who warp speeded it to us. The laboratory where this thing got out on purpose or otherwise. China did it. Never mind the guy who ended the program that stopped these countries from trading these things with each other, you know, shipping them from here to there. Obama, when he was in, he said, no, you can't do that. Trump gets elected and says, yes, we can. And now we're here.
Egon! I tried to stop them. He says they have a warrant.
Excuse me, this is private property.
Shut this off. Shut these all off.
I'm warning you, turning off these machines would be extremely hazardous. He wants to shut down the protection grid, Peter.
You shut that thing down, and we are not going to be held responsible for whatever happens.
No, we won't be
Shut it off.
responsible.
I'm not interested in your opinion. Just shut it off.
So the answer is no. We don't miss Trump. Okay? And I have to get that out of the way before I get into what I wanted to get into. And to point out the ushering in of a reality that I don't think is going to be pretty. And this conditioning of others that people are engaging in. It might be being done subconsciously for some of the people that are programming other people. I want to play something from you from a dude named Lionel Nation. And this is only one of many times he's been on his channel doing this. And he's not the only one. A lot of people been doing this, maybe subconsciously.
My friends, I want America to explode, to start all over again, to have some internal comet, something internally blow up. You don't want to use these words. You know, when you use words like cloaca and anus and things like that, you know, it's... But if they wanted to give... I mean, that's terrible because those are valid apertures, orifices, if you will. But if you wanted to give the United States an enema, you'd put the nozzle in Portland. Put it that way. This place needs to go. And I hope that when the meteor hits, it goes right there. Because that's you. You're woke. You want to defund the police? I would be the worst police ever. I'd like to have a new Quinn Martin production called The defunded police squad. Dun dun dun. We say, all right, we got a 402. We got another demonstration. You mean a riot? No, it's a demonstration. What do we do, Sarge? Nothing. Through some reverse, I don't know. Maybe the entire world, maybe the entire human race should just start all over again. I'm praying for another asteroid or whatever it is to drive up into the heavens, some huge plume of volcanic, whatever it is, and start this mess over. This country, it's just, we are, I don't even know what it is.
The people that are programming people heard Lionel rationalizing the fall of America and ushering in communism or some other form of totalitarian government. Coping mechanisms. I've talked about that a few times before. And they're making it sound like it's been part of their own plan. Like they've wanted this to happen all along. It's what's best for the country. I guess as a way to cope for what they don't think we can stop. The title of the video I just played is titled America Pukes Woke. Man, I'm seeing people out here who I would have never expected. They're on here saying that we need our college debt paid and I'm tired of working a job. And these are people who see themselves and have portrayed themselves as anti-establishment, but they're on here asking for the government to finance everyone. Maybe inadvertently or subconsciously asking for a socialist institution here. And I mean socialism in its raw form, as in like Marxism. And I told people a few months back that you're going to start hearing more and more of this. People on the red side, the blue side, and non-affiliates will be asking for this. Lionel is part of the Red Party. And it's a lot of them that speaks that way. But it's not so easily detected as when the people on the left do it. And the ironic thing about it is, people like Lionel makes fun of people who are following along with the program.
We're doing our morning constitutional, and there is a man who is homeless. Translation, he's crazy. He's crazy. We call the crazy people in the street homeless. They're also shoeless, footless, not footless, well sometimes, toothless, bathless. They homeless. And the reason why is that they are mentally ill. But going through this, so as we're walking, there's this guy. He's homeless. Not wearing a mask. He's crazy. Shuffling around. 2 different kinds of shoes. Just sad. Not bothering anybody. He's not wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask either. I'm outside. As he's walking up, he turns and like gets into, like, not a doorway, but a recessed part of the wall, and he's like hiding because I'm passing him. Now, I don't think he's doing it because he's not masked and he's trying to save me from the infestation of COVID that swarms around him. No. Even a man who defecates openly, even a man who smells in a texture of funk you cannot understand. There's that BO smell, and then there's this level of organic funk that just goes into your soul and just hangs there. You are so sickened by it. But even he is doing this. Because so contaminated are the sheeple. So contaminated are Americans.
Meanwhile, they're making fun of people who following along with the program. What people like him are doing is conditioning his constituents for slavery as well. Now, Lionel is hardcore right. He justifies everything they do. And there's a history I might want to get into some other time about why I even started back listening to Lionel. But anyway, here's a few seconds of his video His 2-minute, 13-second long video titled High-Minded, Sophisticated Serenity Truth.
Anything that in any way affects the bottom line of the shadow government, the ruling class. And it's done perfectly with this wonderful aiding and abetting and this accomplice status of big tech fascism. It's brilliant.
A while back, I told y'all that you'll start hearing that on all sides, where they want to make corporations the villain. We hear it outright and obvious coming from progressives and others within the blue team. Capitalism must go. We hear that a lot from them, and it's outright and blatant. But I told people that the other side will start doing it too. And it's not just Lionel. Never mind him. He's just an example I'm using. And Lionel even does this thing. It's a lot of Lionels that do this. But Lionel even does this thing where he makes child trafficking a left activity. You know that nonsense about how Trump was trying to save our children. The stuff that's going, but listen, the stuff that's going on at these parties and gatherings where they're violating children is too big for just one side to be doing it. There would be mass indictments if Republicans were not involved. If it was just blue, Republicans would nail that party to the cross, but they can't. They can't speak on that. Why? Well, because their buddies would get locked up too. But I bring that up about children. And, this whole commentary is to make people aware of who's lying to you. Anybody that's trying to make this deep state martial law thing one-sided, it's them over there type thing, is deceiving you. What's going down is coming from all sides, including non-affiliates. And the people will be asking for it. Just like I hear people echoing this thing about mental illness and mental health care. Just asking for re-education facilities to start getting built. But probably not facilities. Probably maybe through some other means like this cancel culture stuff. But like I was saying, don't trust the one-sided ones. I understand we have sides, but these ones who trying to push it all over to the other side are not to be trusted.